testing out this, doing a live video, and so just bear with me and we'll see what we can. So I thought I'd do a live video so people can communicate with me live. And what I thought I'd do today is try and get some stuff cleared off my desk. So finish off, I have that tray of bracelets that I showed everyone. Just going to move this up so it's kind of in the middle. And let me see, it looks like 3 people are there, so that's cool. So if you comment, let me know, and I'm going to take a look and respond to them. I was hoping that this would, now we've got 4. I was hoping that I'd be able to computer as well, but let me see if I can, if there's a way to access it on my computer. I'm wondering if I went to the live, how that would work. So please bear with me. I'm going to go out to regular. I'm going to see if there's any notifications. Okay. I don't see anything here, so any ideas. In the meantime, what I'll do is I will I'll do some research. So I'll continue right now and see how this works. Yeah, so hopefully this is good. So I went ahead and made, I showed you the video for this one here. I went ahead and made a second one. These are for my neighbors, and I don't have a different clasp that I can do. Let me see if it will, oh, look at that. And let me get a better focus here. Because these flip on each other, but I mean, they're easy enough to adjust. But the other thing too is I didn't want to create this space, so I definitely need to get some different clasps for this. But so there's that one, and for some reason, I don't know if you can see this, but I'll flip it on the back. One is longer than the other, and that was definitely not my intention. So clearly I can't count. Oh, it's kind of showing the comments. Let me see if I can bring those up. Messages such as spam. Live chat, all messages are visible. Let me see if I can find the, I can, once in a while there's like a comment thing that pops up, but it's not staying. So let me see if I can, I'm not sure why it's not. Let me see if I bring this. Let me see why it's not. Okay. It flashes, but it's so fast I can't see the comments. Maybe it's just getting set up here. All messages are visible. It's getting better. See, I'm just tapping on things to see if I can find. Oh, okay. If I finger on the screen, it holds them up. Okay. It's Martha. Hi, live. How fun. Hello from Oklahoma City. Awesome. And then there's Marie. Pretty. Thank you, Marie. And Nancy. I love the pearls. I love the pearls. It's so weird. I would never think that I would be interested in making bracelets with pearls, because I started out doing um, like malas and um, gemstone bracelets with leather and stuff like that, kind of rustic look. So to me, pearls seem like they're more elegant, flashy. But oh my God, I'm getting into my flashy stage. So I love the pearls. And of course, these ones turned out, I never thought that gold and pink would go together. And I just love this one. And then this one's the champagne one. And I can show you, I put the toggle clasps. I got these from off of AliExpress, but through the Panda Hall store. And it was a kit with a bunch, like a little plastic container with a bunch of different toggles, clasp and toggles. And I do have to say with this one that it's hard for me with my thumb the way it is to like actually get it in and out. And I started out by doing something like this to kind of give it, I didn't want to necessarily give it some length, but I didn't want it close to the pearls. So this one I'd probably redo. But when I got to this side and I did the same thing as this one, I couldn't get the toggle through, or the bar through so I had to kind of extend it. And even at this, I've only put 3 beads there, they're 11 O's. I could barely get it through. And part of that is this is so short, but these are for my niece. So you can see it's really hard to maneuver. So you kind of have to bring it through with the beads and try to hang on to that. And I have a hard time pinching. So you can see if you were trying to put this on your own wrist, that would be really hard. So you kind of have to pull it through. So I think it needs more beads there is all. But so these were first tries. But yeah, these pearls are amazing. So there's those guys. Let me see who else has commented here. Thank you, Marie. Pink pearls are Emma's favorite. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Pink and pearls. Yes, ma'am. They are gorgeous, and they're stunning with the gold. Thank you, Linda Roberts from Bristol, UK. Really appreciate your participation. Hi, Kathleen. I've not made malas. So I have some videos early on of mala making. I think it's time to revisit it and maybe talk about use with all the chaos that's going on. I think we need some time of kind of quiet reflection to just all the crap that's going on in the world right now. So thank you, Kathleen. Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah, Marie, you mentioned about the clasp. I prefer them too. So I need to, I love that these are so kind of beautiful. They look like real gold. So I'm kind of into the shiny stuff, but definitely the magnetic clasp for my, arthritic fingers is the best thing. But again, I was making these for my nieces, so that's where I came up with those. So let me just check on who else is commenting, and then I'll get to my tray. Oh, Kathleen's buffering. That sucks. Hi, Linda. Definitely, I will work on some malas, and Sylvia LaQuesta requested some mala bracelets, and I will work on those. I've been looking at getting some really nice wooden beads to do those bracelets, but maybe I'll just grab some other stuff and use those, some maybe gemstones, semi-precious. Marie, you're going back to work. Oh, wow, to give vaccinations. Huh. Okay, so let's take a look at my tray. So let's maybe start a pile here of completed bracelets. This is very hopeful, the situation. And I also wanted to mention, and I don't see Kath Smith. She's also from the UK. She commented on one of my videos last night, and this is kind of the reason why I decided to do this live. About 3 weeks ago, I guess, and for about 2 weeks, I got some really negative comments, and it kind of, it didn't really upset me, but what it did was it made me realize that maybe my videos are as polished as I would like them to be. And you know what? It's silly because my videos are not like other people's videos. So I really need to. So anyway, I started thinking, oh, maybe I should be careful what I say, or maybe I should be careful what I do. And what that did was it made me afraid to do videos. So there was about 4 days where I didn't post any videos. And that's why I was like, I kept thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a really polished tutorial. And it didn't work out. And then when I came back to just doing my regular stuff, I started hearing comments from everyone like you saying, oh, I love your videos. I like they're so spontaneous. I like your thought process, stuff like that. And I'm like, why am I listening to these people negativity when I make it clear this is not a tutorial. This is just me trying to figure stuff out. So this is what I have, this one here, and I mentioned that I wanted to maybe get this, like you notice they flip up on the sides. So this needs to be finished. I need a clasp on this. So let's see. So for the clasp, I could probably, my wrist is really small. So you can see there's probably about 1 inch there. So I'm going to need to add something to this as well. But in the meantime, I'm thinking I need to add something there. So I don't know, maybe I want to say another bicone, but that looks pretty crazy busy already, sparkly. So I'm wondering if maybe some 11-0s. So I'm going to check the comments and see what everyone thinks, and then you can tell me what I should do. Oh, Linda Roberts asked about what are meditation beads. So they're kind of like rosaries, only they're used by yoga people and by Buddhist monks. So they're wooden beads, and you just, it's the same as a rosary where you hold them, and each bead is a meditation. So like either a deep breath on each, or you repeat a mantra that's for yourself. So if you're working on something in your personal life, you know, you can, each one can be, I am beautiful, I am strong, and go through like that, or whatever that mantra is. So that's what those are. Let me see if I can bring up. You know, they don't have to watch, Marie, and I agree. So I find it kind of weird that if you have a complaint about my video, why you're watching them. Like, it makes no sense. And all I can think of is people are losing their shit. Because why would you go out of your way to comment negatively on something, just like move on. There's like tons of really awesome videos out there. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mary. Zilima? Is that how you pronounce it? Or Zilima? Sorry about the name. Mention about continuing the videos, and you know what I have to say. So I was going to mention Kath Smith. She writes, "I'm from the UK. She's at home with her husband. I asked how people are doing and what they're doing, and she mentioned that so she's with her husband at home, and she says, I'm okay with my own company usually, but 11 months is pushing it even for me. And so she mentioned there was a piece in the newspaper this weekend about, oh, this is interesting. This is actually not the first comment she wrote. Let me go back to her first comment. So there's a bit of a stream here. She said, your desk looks like how I feel now, and I should show you. I actually did a quick cleanup of my desk, so let's take a look. Woohoo! Didn't look like yesterday. Now those bins are still piled. They have to be organized. But oh, and I put my cards up. I had to show you. So this card on the top with the emus was from Debbie from North Carolina. What a sweetheart. She was the one that sent me all the soft flex. And then look at that. Oh, my coffee, which I forgot to drink. I'm too busy yammering. So yeah, at least it's clean enough to do some stuff here. So yeah, so Kath, yeah, so she said, your desk looks how I feel right now. She's not been out since the end of January, and up until recently she was coping, but not so good now. So they're in a hard lockdown, and if the vaccine does not work, I can see me being here forever, alive but stark raving crazy. Thank goodness for your video. So the fact that she was saying that my videos are helping to get through this made me realize, you know what, I need to ignore those crazy people, or I mean, I don't mean to be mean, because everybody has their shit going on. So yeah, I'm gonna try and bead while I do this, and I'm gonna look again at the comments to make sure, see what, if you guys have any ideas of what I should do to this bracelet, let me know. See if I can get this focused here. And my comments aren't coming up. Oh, there they are. Okay. Ooh, Marie mentioned about doing a few rows of peyote on the side. So you mean at the ends? Okay, Marie. Thank you, Nancy S. I agree when you say hurt people hurt people. That's an amazing comment, because I know from all my work, I worked in jails, I worked in psych hospitals. There's a reason why people do and say the things they do, and I try to look at what's behind the statement. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm human and I take in those things, and actually as a nurse you tend to do that, where you take in people's pain and you try to, fix it in essence. But I need to find a balance and detach myself from that. So definitely kind of Kath last night, all of people's comments in these last 2 weeks have really helped me realize just ignore them. But definitely I feel last night listening to Kath's comment, I was like, I need to just snap out of it and just move on and have fun and enjoy your company, and let's just totally have a ball this winter and try and forget about stuff for a little while. Okay, so let me come down here. Marie is thanking me for the ring tray tip. I got them this morning. Late to the party, Maureen Campbell. Hi, Maureen. A lot neater, Nancy. Yeah. Okay, so thanks, Marie, at the end. So the peyote, definitely. Yeah, and you also mentioned about people elevate themselves by, yeah, and you know what? And I had to say too, kind of a disclaimer. Good afternoon, Sidna. I'm like still in the morning mode. I was up till like past 3 a.m. And of course, I only got up at noon. So this is like my second cup of coffee, which is usually my morning coffee, which is now going into late afternoon. So I need to do something with this piece here. You know what? This looks like a lot more work than what I can deal with right now. Let's try something simple. And it doesn't look like there's anything simple here. Okay, this one. Let's take a look at this guy. And I have some turquoise beads. So this was the one from Jill White's site where she creates these circles, and you can see what a mess I made. Let me see if I can. Whoa, it's funny with the live here. The enlarging is like super hyper fast. So hopefully I didn't create any seizures over there. So you can see how these are kind of pointed rather than circles. But as I went along, it started getting better. But so I think we can go ahead and, so the button's on this already. So definitely I have a clasp, and I actually have a lot of thread on here. So I could start that. But I feel like it's missing something here too. Do you know what? Let's do some picot here on the bicones. So I would think that I would need probably some, I don't know if it's 11s or 15s. I have these. I feel like there's too much shiny right now. It's kind of, so I need to tone it down. Maybe these are, I think, they must be 11s because these are 15s and they're quite a bit smaller. I'm wondering if I should do a more I wonder if I did a silver, would it be too, change it too much? Let me grab my silvers. This is this is harder than I thought. Oh, yeah, no, those aren't gonna work. I'm dying to use these. These are like these look like 8s, if not bigger, 6s maybe, but they're beautiful. I was thinking of using these in a bracelet like this, so that it gives it like a turquoise look. I should have this. Okay, we're just not. I think my biggest problem is I can't decide. Oh, okay, here. This is simple. So these are done. I just need to finish these off and put silver, so it's not a big question. Now watch me just complicate it even more. Okay, so this would probably be a size 7. Let me see what people are commenting. Thank you, Sidna. She mentions about enjoy watching my journey with beading. Thanks, Sylvia. Or eat. She calls me eat. Because I always talk, my wife and I, when we're joking, she'll say, look out, Edith. Like she calls me an old-fashioned name. Yes, thank you, Marie. That's the Parisian Light bracelet here from Jill Wiseman. And let me bring that into focus and bring up. Yeah, and Sue from New Hampshire mentioned that as well. Hi, Kathleen. I'm glad you're back. Okay, so 50 nose would be more delicate. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, let me see if I can find. I'm just wondering what color 50 nose. I don't think I have any. These are 11s. I'm looking in my pile here. I had some kind of turquoise. I wonder. These are nice, but they're, well, they say they're round. So I'm wondering that would come off of the bead, the big bead, kind of an opaque color. Okay. Thanks, Marie. Silver, if my vote counts. So we're talking silver with this? Oh, these, okay, yeah. You know what? Okay, so I feel like the Tohos, maybe that's what it is, because the Tohos are more tubular. So to try and do a Pico with the Tohos, I find they don't sit right. So why don't we try, and these are 11s, but actually, you know, there's, so the in between the bicones are 11s. So I think 11s should work on these, the top of the bicones. So let me try that. Yeah, Sidna, and maybe a totally different color. Greenish color. Okay, I apologize. I'm busy looking at the comments. And the way the comments are is I have to touch the screen and draw it up. So I'm gonna try to remember to go back to the you know what? This one looks really nice. I should just bite the bullet and do it. Because you guys are gonna get bored. So I'll try to keep going back to the comments, and let's see how much we have here. So actually I have quite a bit on this side, and let me move some of these out of the way because they're gonna get my get tangled. These, okay, that's for that one, and put that there. And I know I have a needle in here somewhere. I have some here. Oh, that's that stupid needle that I bent it so it opened up, and I find there was a needle in here and I lost it. Maybe that's it. This lovely needle. Let's see if I can thread this. Oh, those are head pins. This is, so I should be able to. And people were, somebody asked me last night, don't you have nylon pliers? Why don't you straighten them? And I have to say, I do have nylon pliers. So I ordered these. Now, you know how I shop. I am like so cheap. So I look at all the stuff and then I check the prices. Okay, I'm going to buy these. They're the cheapest. And sometimes I forget to measure. Look at the size of these stupid things. Like, they're for little people. And I still use them, but they're really hard on my my hand. So, but we'll just, so I have to order a proper pair of these. And of course, I was worried about ordering ones that don't have the screw so that I can replace the nylon. And actually this nylon is kind of hard. I thought it would be a little softer, but even as it's hard, it's still getting chewed up quite a bit. So let me see if I can straighten this a bit. And there is such a thing as a new needle. But oh my god, I'm running through my needles. I bought packages of 25s from Jill Wiseman. They were like $2 for a package of 25. Oh! Didn't mean to do that. It didn't break it, thank goodness, but I probably... So you see, it's not straighten it. When I go to straighten it, it actually makes it rounded. And there's the potential of squeezing your eye. So let me... It looks like it's still open. Let's see what I can manage here. And that's already flattened. That's always good. Ugh. And then you're trying to get the proper orientation of your needle. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's crazy. I joke all the time, and I need to do my threading my needle on camera, because for some reason I'm like, okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to pause this while I thread my needle, and I always end up if I thread it on the screen, it works. Okay, so I'm just wondering if I should come through this one here. So let's go through here. Let me see. Get in. So I'm wondering if I should do the... Yeah, I'm going to try that. Because I think if I put it right up against the bicone, it'll get all like jammed up. And I kind of want it to sit nicely. I think I'm going to try 5. You guys are probably going, no, not 5. Let me see. 5 or 3, what do you think? Yeah, I definitely need 5. And then we'll just go through this middle one here. Let's see what that looks like. And what I might do is come back and go through the picot, but just leave the top one out, and then it'll pop it up. Oh, that's not bad. So what I was thinking is if I came back and went through the 2 and then didn't go through this one here, the middle one, and then through that one, it would pop it up so that it would be a little more kind of peaked, but it actually looks nice just like that. And it's kind of toning it down a bit. So this might be one to do and zip up because it'll be fast. Sorry about that. Just kind of not sure why the focus is messed up. I don't know if it's because it's live. I'm going to bring it closer and see. There, that's better. Okay, I'm going to check the comments. Sorry about that, guys. So Kathleen's asking if I have a bad connection. Is anybody else having problems? Because you know what? I do have a booster for my laptop, but I'm using my tablet. And the thing with my internet service here is I tell a story about my house that when we bought it, all the walls were covered in metal. The lady that owned the house before was schizophrenic, and she had a contractor put 6 layers of metal on all the walls to prevent the aliens from sending gamma rays through the house. So when we came in, we had to take everything off. Now I have one wall right next to me that's still covered in metal, and there's another wall in the spare bedroom next to me, and then there's a bunch in the basement that we never took down because we figured it would help with insulation. But the problem is because it's an older house too, there's no like lines for the internet. So it's all using a modem and Wi-Fi. So yeah, there might be issues. So let me know if anybody else is having problems with the lives. This is a good kind of work through. Um, so Marie, you mentioned use a big eye, and oh, you use one and they bend and use them anyway. So yeah, I use them anyway, but I was finding that it was getting jammed in some of my smaller work. Gonna go down and see some more. Hi, Megan. I like your comment, Sylvia. I love using the big eye too. They look like I chewed on them. Oh my gosh. That's about right. And your husband laughs at you when you see the needles. You know what? At least he laughs. He's paying attention. I show my wife like the bracelets, and I can always tell when she's paying attention because she's like, "Oh, that's pretty." I'm like, "Okay." She's like clearly bored of me showing her stuff. Because then other times, like when she saw these, she was like, "Those are pretty. Who are you making those for? Make sure you make one for Cheryl and one for Rhonda." And that's my neighbors. She's always worried about what we're going to give them for Christmas, right? And I'm like, "Don't worry, I got it covered." Hi, Cindy from California. How's the weather in California? Oh my gosh. You know, I have to say, a few of my subscribers talk about California, and okay, Marie. So yeah, it's blinking, and it's blinking on the internet. Yeah, we were talking about California. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with California, and I think that was because I I wanted to be an actor when I was growing up, so I was obsessed with Hollywood and in California and the surf culture and stuff like that, and definitely the nice weather. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start beading here, and I'm gonna maybe talk about stuff. So I mentioned about the house and the metal on the walls, so that's kind of sad for that lady that she passed away, and that's why the house was for sale. So that was crazy. Yeah, so I'll have to get my IT tech, my wife, to work on the internet situation because it is actually flashing quite a bit. So I apologize for that. Let me know if it's too disruptive. I'll just stop it and I'll do some videos and post them. But so yeah, I'm trying to think. There was some other stories I was thinking about, and I wanted to mention to y'all. Oh, this is gonna look nice, actually. So, just gonna grab 5. So I don't think I will do like the point. I kind of like it rounded. So what do I have? 4, 5. Try not to tangle my thread. Yeah, so I was mentioning about my wife. That's so funny. She's, oh, that's pretty. I had mentioned once, I don't know if I mentioned it in a video, but I mentioned that she can tell how much I'm spending on beads by how many plastic organizer containers I buy at the dollar store. It's like, oh my gosh. And I thought it was a secret. But you know what I always say? So I have bipolar disorder, and one of the symptoms of mania is spending. But it's funny with this situation, even though I'm spending a lot, I'm not manic in any way. Um, but I always kind of joke with the psychiatrist when she asks me, you know, like she'll ask if I'm having any symptoms. And one of the symptoms, again, like I said, is the shopping. And I'll say things like, well, is it really a problem if you can afford it? She's like, yes, Emma, it's still a problem. And then she asked me how much I'm spending. Meanwhile, my wife's sitting there. Like, I take her to my appointments with me, right? And I'm like, I'd rather not say. And then my wife's like shaking her head. Yeah, no, you don't want to know how much I spend. But yeah, and then I hear from you guys that some of the husbands are, not that they don't like me, but they're annoyed with me and say to their wives, I don't want you watching Emma's videos anymore. It's affecting your spending, your bead spending. So, yeah. So this, so the other thought I had about these, finishing off these bracelets, is maybe I would do like snippets for each bracelet. I would finish it off and then take those videos, because normally what I do, because I do this all on my tablet, so normally what I do is I upload it directly to YouTube from my tablet. But what I might do is send them to my computer via email and then put them in an editing program and fast forward them, and then you can see me finish all 12 bracelets. I can make it seem like I'm actually doing it all in one day. Because looking at these now, it's going to take a lot longer than I thought. And, you know, the big part of it is I can't decide. I'm like, oh, I don't know. What should I do? What should I do? So let me check the comments here in a second. So there's 5. I should try this bracelet again. I have found that doing the peyote stitch, I've really gotten good with my tension and figuring out how tight to pull it. And you can see how this is buckled here, this bead. I'm clearly like pressing and pulling too hard, and it's misshaping everything. I love these little beads. They're so beautiful. I have some big ones, some 8/0s in this same finish. Okay, let me check what I have for comments. Okay, I'm gonna see here. Yeah, Sue comments, funny what the other half notices. And then Sidna, you're using all what you're buying. And she says she's become a bead hoarder. And then Marie, talk about having good beads that you don't want to waste. Oh my God, I am so bad. If I don't have like a second stash of something, I don't want to use it on a bracelet. I've gotten to the point now where I think, okay, I'm going to use them, but just remember, you can always take it apart and reuse them. How bad is that? Kathleen mentioned she already had a bead spending problem. Yeah, the holiday sales. I noticed that a lot of the bead stores, there's a huge uptick in the purchase of craft supplies. And I noticed that the bead stores are taking advantage of that and maybe trying to get rid of old stock. So there's tons and tons of sales. And I mean, art beads, what is that all about? They have a sale on continuously, and I'm hooked. Now I kind of, if it's a 25% off sale, it's only if I really really need something that I will buy it at 25%, because the way I look at it is they'll always have 25% off sales. But yeah, I like the 50 and 75s. Those are awesome. But they take me a long time because I go through their site and I check everything and I do the calculations. So it's like, okay, unless it's under $1 or 50 cents, I don't buy it. So Diane mentioned, my husband told me to mail order beads versus going into a store. I don't think he knows there's a minimum to have to buy for free shipping. That's hilarious. Well, you know, it's funny you say that, Diane, because I do um, pickup orders at Michael's now, and it's terrible because usually I wouldn't go into Michael's but once a week. Now I check every day to see if they have anything interesting, and I've gotten into the habit of each day you can use a 30% off coupon. So each day I will do a full, I don't do a whole order. I might grab items that I need. Like I noticed they had those sticky mats for like $8. So I ordered one of those with the 30% off coupon and put it for pickup. So they'll hold it for 5 days. So now today, after this time that I ordered yesterday's, I'm going to go back in. They have your wooden tool stand, so that kind of triangle stand that you put your tools on, for like $5. So I'm going to put that in my cart and and use a 30% off coupon and do that kind of stuff, and then pick up all three orders at the same, or two orders at the same time. Well, I say I pick it up, my wife picks it up. And she doesn't complain. She's like, no, no, that's fine. I'll do it. Right. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you. Please, I have wholesale bead orders coming. Don't think I could part with. Yeah, I just ordered. So I'm going to continue and then I'll check back with the comments. I found this lady. Her name is Peggy. She's on eBay, the US site, and she has a website called Buy the Beads. And I mentioned this before, she sells all Swarovski crystals. I ordered two massive, massive orders from her. I'm kind of scared what's going to happen when it shows up at my door, because I may end up paying duty on it. But I decided to go for it because the amount that I paid for what they are ended up, like, it would even with the duty would still be a crazy deal. So so I'm like getting factory packs of 1440 bicones, 4mm bicones for $39. So $40 essentially. So I was like, oh yeah. And so that kind of me into the comment that that Kath Smith mentioned, her second response to my comment to hers. So she mentioned she's in the UK with her husband. She's okay with her own company. Yeah, okay. There was a piece in the newspaper this week about Swarovski family. The guy with 70% ownership wants to go into a mega rich arena and do away with us peasants who made his family so rich. It was an interesting article. So isn't that interesting? So definitely I've heard from different people about, like, So I'm thinking there was one site, I think it was Art Beads, and correct me if I'm wrong, mentioned something about, oh, don't worry, we'll still have access to them or something like that. And then I saw Beads and Banter, they did a live, and they mentioned that they're switching over to the Preciosa completely because they're not going to be able to have the Swarovski. I'm kind of sad that I've just kind of discovered Swarovski. And I know they've been around forever, but I'm like, oh my god, these are so beautiful. But yeah, so you know what? At least I'll have my stash from Peggy. So yeah, definitely check out. I don't know. She says not to worry, that she is. This is kind of out of focus here. I think it's because the. Let's see if I can get some better light on this. What she does is she scours the internet for Swarovski and stashes and buys them and then resells them. She also sells lots of 10 and lots of 100, and they're basically 7 cents each stone or crystal. So definitely a lot better than most places. So I super stoked to get that. But yeah, the reason I mentioned those, the idea is to make something with them. I'm just looking, this is not, I'm trying to figure out which one is the middle one. We'll take this one. I've got too many beads on there. So I might go through, this is, I've kind of messed up. I had too many beads on there, I think. Let's try it, see what happens. Yeah, the idea would be to make stuff with it, but I suspect I will just be like, I didn't know. Do you remember the cartoon with Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny? And he finds the genie's lamp and he rubs it and he finds like a treasure and he's like, mine, 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 mine. That's gonna be me. Okay, this is not gonna work. It's too far from the. Let me take this out and switch it. So there. I'm gonna take a look at the comments. I'm trying to get this. So I think it's automatically focusing, but part of it is it keeps glitching, so I lose the. Let me see. Okay, let me see the comments. So, Miss Martha, I enjoy the longer videos. You're keeping me company right now. That's awesome. Thank you, Martha. And then Michael's is losing money on their sales. I ordered about 200 strands. I'm getting 1 strand per box. It's terrible. Oh, wow. That's awesome, Sylvia. Man, that would be... I would probably order a lot more from Michael's, but our store is so small, and that's the only place we can buy beads. So I over the summer, what I ended up doing was ordering, doing like a delivery order. So it cost $15, but I got it the following day. That was crazy. But so I was able, and what they did, the funny part was it came from all the different stores. So it was so weird how they did that order. Yeah, I would definitely order more, but I'll go to order stuff. So like the ring trays, I wanted to order like probably 10 of them so that I can, you see how many projects I have on the go, so I could just stack stuff. And they had, what did I, that was it in the store. So yeah, if they like the strands and the pearls and stuff, when I ordered those, like I ordered what they had left. So they had some beautiful, I went into the store. On their website, they had a strand of turquoise pearls for 79 cents. And I was like, oh my gosh, I definitely gonna order these, right? So it said you could only pick it up in the store. So when I placed my order, I, printed off the, you know what it is? This bicone's too high. Let me see if I can pop that down there. It's still a bit funky, but let's move on from that one. It's kind of messing me up. So I went into the store to pick up my order, and I asked them and I showed them the printout of the bead with the, because I went in and looked in the store and I couldn't find it, and they're like, no, if you can't find it, it's not there. It's like, you're no help. I hate when you go through the checkout and they say, did you find everything you were looking for? How many times you go through and you say, no, I didn't, can you help me? And they're like, it's like, why do you even bother with that if you can't help me? Can you tell I'm losing it? I'm getting, so I don't say anything. The other day I was at Bass Pro Shop. So on the American site, they show you can buy the 300-meter line of wildfire, say 6-pound tests for a good price, but all I can get here is the 125s. So again, I get to the checkout and she asked me, did you find everything you needed? I said, well, no, I didn't, but that's how the way it goes, so what are you gonna do? She's like, totally, she didn't want to talk to me after that. And I didn't say it nasty, but I was thinking, I saw all kinds of people working in the store, and they saw me searching and searching, but nobody approached me. And of course, with COVID, they're probably like freaked out. Don't want to approach anybody. I don't blame them. I can't imagine, I'm a nurse, so I understand when you get called to work, not a big, right? But if you worked retail, I'd be like, screw that, I'm not going to work. Could potentially infect my family and myself, and yeah, I'd quit. I don't think I would do it. So the people that are out there working, and the grocery store clerks and stuff, they're saints in my eyes, because people don't give them the respect they need. So, yeah. So I was trying to think of stories. I know this is kind of off topic, but I know people like my stories, so I think I'm going to maybe talk about this. Because it's kind of, I don't know that it's been on my mind, but I'm just thinking about our growing up and the Christmases we had when we were kids and stuff. And it was a big deal for my mom to do, like, you think of it, she had 9 kids to shop for. And she used to ask us for a list. We had to get a list of 3 items that we wanted for Christmas. And they were big items. And then she said she would pick one from the list of 3. Well, we got all 3. So, and imagine times 9 kids, and then my Oh, I missed a bead here. And then my dad and other family, extended family and stuff. And then all the Christmas baking that she would do, and I knew that was going to happen. Let's see if I can get my thread out here. Oh, phew. But, so anyway, I was thinking about my mom. So my mom passed away, and I should know how many years now, maybe 3 or 5 years ago now. And I meant to grab her the little memorial card that I had. I'm still don't have enough beads on there. What the? Again. This is not friendship. Let me see if this will work this time. I have a feeling it won't. Ooh, look at that. Okay, learn to count, Emma. So we got 2, 2, and 1. So here is the story I was thinking about. Is my mother was a single mother when she was 18, and she was all by herself in the big city of Toronto. And when she gave birth, they took away the baby. And there's a documentary on, you can do a YouTube search saying Canadian documentary, babies taken away from their mothers. Because it was a thing. So it was deemed that women that were not married could not care for their children. So when they gave birth, they would take the babies away, and they would put them in like homes, like an orphanage kind of thing, and you had to pay room and board for the baby if you wanted to keep your baby, and you had 2 years to either get married or come of age. And I don't know what the age was for having a baby that it was deemed. So just incredible what she went through. So she worked 3 jobs to do this, and she would pay the room and board and go visit my sister, and she managed to get she was living in a rooming house that my aunt ran, and she managed to convince my aunt to sign the baby out, because she was getting close to the 2-year mark where she would lose the baby. And I need some more of these. So yeah, she was telling me too that I just can't imagine doing that and having to go through that. And she couldn't talk about it. She had mentioned she worked as a waitress in a restaurant, and was one of her jobs. And she had confided in one of the ladies that she worked with. And when she got to work the next day, the boss told her that she was fired because of it. I just can't imagine. So now she had to figure out how she was going to get another job so she could pay for the room and board. But yeah, and then soon after she met my dad, and they got married really quickly for that reason too. Because here was the other thing, is my aunt was falling in love with the baby and wanted to keep her. And my mom was like, oh no, she's my baby. So yeah, isn't that crazy? Some crazy stuff. You know, the reason I was thinking about this is every once in a while watching a movie. I don't know if it was a movie or a television show or something last night. Oh, I know what it was. We were watching Westworld season 3, and in it, there's a lady that goes by and she's wearing a mask. And I thought, and this was before COVID, so I was thinking, isn't that interesting? That totally looks normal to me now. Yet, when I first saw this, because we're rewatching the thing, oh, this looks amazing. Wow, that turned out really nice. And I don't think we need to do anything else to this except add the clasp. And I think for the clasp, rather than do it this same green, what I might do is get the... Actually, no, you know what? I might use these and then do a picot with these little ones. Oh, these aren't 15s. They'll be too big. I think I might have some smaller ones of those. Let me check the comments. Hi, Kathleen. You mentioned about getting the package yet. No, I have not received. I have only received one package a week for 3 weeks. And they were all like AliExpress things. I should show you. This was the latest that I got from AliExpress. I was slightly disappointed with it. And maybe if I put them in nicer bags, they'll look better. But the image on their site looked incredible. So of course, these are glass, but they look plastic. When I see the white, it makes me think that they're plastic, but I'm sure they're glass. Let's see if I can open this. The reds were incredible. Yeah, see, when I take them out of the bag, they look amazing. Oh my gosh, yeah. And you can imagine on a bracelet how amazing. So it's got like a little gold line down the middle, and then it's got the color separation. I think in the images, the color separation was more distinct, and they're cold, so they're definitely glass. They are really pretty. So there's those. Let me put them in here. Sorry about the noise. Let me pull out the big blue ones. Let's show you. So I got the different colors. Oh wow, these are awesome. Yeah, these are pretty. So yeah, they look a lot better out of the package. But yeah, like I don't like it when you can see the sides, which isn't that big a deal because, yeah, you know what? They're a little cheaply made. I could do a dispute. This line should, see how it's separated in two? It should be one straight line across. So they are kind of, this one's really dirty. You know what? I might still see if I can get a discount on them. I don't know. Sometimes when I do this, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Move on. Yet other times, one little thing, I'm like, nope, I'm doing. So, yeah, these are actually, this one's dirty too. You know what? I think I will send a message. And I'll just photograph them. So I was also mentioning in one of my videos, I got those plastic bicones. These guys here, I didn't realize they were plastic. So I sent a message right away. And I don't send a message to the seller. I go directly to AliExpress and do a dispute. And if you fill in all the blanks and submit a picture, so I just pick out the worst ones, take a picture and submit it, it's automatic. I got a refund right away. So like, I think they almost, as long as you tick all the boxes, they send you your money, and then they send it to the seller. So I've heard from other people, and I've done it myself, where I've given the seller the benefit of the doubt and sent them a message, and then it becomes this like almost like a telephone tag back and forth, and they're like, oh, let me give you a, I'll send you something with your next order or a coupon code. Or I'm like, nope, just give me my money. So I don't bother with them anymore. I just go directly to the dispute phase. So these are the different colors. And again, they were much nicer in the thing. So, I mean, I ordered the different sizes and the different colors. So I don't know how much I paid for this, but wasn't cheap. I mean, it was probably in the range of $5. But so let me check the comments. So I'm reading Marie mentioned about looking for a warmer place to move. That's a requirement. Craft store and bead store within reasonable distance. I totally agree. And you know, it's interesting you say that because I hadn't thought about that. But yeah, that's a good one. My wife and I probably after this winter, for sure, once things get a little saner, we're going to start looking at doing some snowbird stuff, whether it's maybe renting for a couple of like 3 to 6 months in the year. Because the weather here is, if it snowed and stayed, it wouldn't be too bad. We could do winter sports. But because we're right by the ocean, we get a lot of moisture, and it just, it melts, and it's slushy and icy and gross, and we're on the ocean, so it's like ridiculously cold. So, so Diane, you're mentioning having problems with the Michaels shipping. Ooh, hours drive. Yeah, so ours is about a half an hour. Yeah, the only thing is our Walmart is next to the Michaels. So we get a lot of our food from Walmart, surprisingly. And definitely because the bok choy that I eat, that's the only place that I can get it super cheap. So my wife doesn't mind going once a week to do it. Hi, Jody. Thanks. Okay. Oh, Eureka Crystals. So maybe it was them. So Sidnan's mentioning that Eureka Crystals said that Swarovski is discontinuing a lot, but they won't stop selling them. Yeah. So I think it was Eureka that I saw. So I looked into Eureka, and I looked into them because some of Stephanie from Bronze Pony's videos talks about buying the True 2 check glass beads for her bracelets, and they sell them like in kind of large packages for super cheap. Now her videos are probably like 5 to 8 years old, so definitely things change. But so I went looking at Eureka beads, and the other problem I have is I have to look at what they charge for shipping. And sometimes it's not only the shipping charge that's a problem, it's the fact that um, they use a courier service that is linked to the like the duty process for crossing the border. And if they are linked, then I automatically pay $50 American, which ends up being, after taxes and everything, ends up being $80. So I got a package from Shipwreck Beads, and instead of them sending it through the U.S. Postal Service, they sent it through the courier, and I paid $80 on top of my, $300 order. So I was not happy at all, and I've stopped shopping at Shipwreck. And here's the other thing. So I sent them a message and posted a message on my following order saying, U.S. Postal Service only, no courier service, that kind of thing. But once the name of the company gets flagged for the border, it gets tagged, and it's probably computerized. So I got nailed again from them. So that's my only caution with Eureka is, one, they didn't have the bulk amounts that I needed, and I'll have to check again, check their site. It takes a lot of work for me because I look through everything and see what I need, and I'm trying to do this amongst doing all these videos and whatnot. So sometimes it's like a lot of work, and I do it on my computer. So I'm sitting at my desk. If I had the internet on my lap or on my tablet, I only have YouTube on my tablet because it's an older tablet and the memory just can't take it. So I miss out. Like, I could sit and search stuff while I'm trying to watch TV with my wife. She says, "Are you watching TV or are you watching YouTube videos?" Okay, put the tablet away. I'd like to stay married. Okay, so yeah. Hi, Neen. Am I pronouncing your name right, or is that just a handle, Neen? Oh, interesting, Cindy. You saw an article yesterday about Swarovski family arguing over the direction. I was wondering about that. I was wondering, with the uproar in the beading community, if maybe things would change, that it was, you know, something they were thinking of doing, and then, but yeah, I saw that, Marie, that they did discontinue some items, so. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying this, Kathleen. I kind of like, let me know, like, I feel like maybe I should be doing something. It's really hard because I'm trying to read the comments, and I need to hold my finger on the screen to do that. So I think if there's a way I can do this the next time, maybe with my laptop, that way I could see the comments probably on my screen. All I have to do is look up. So I will try that the next time. I'll see you later, Kathleen. Thank you, Jody. That's what I decided today. I'm just gonna be myself, and if people don't like it, they can move on to the next video. You know what, I have to remember too, is as much as I'm doing this for everyone, I also am doing it for myself, for my sanity. So, yeah. Yeah, so you do curbside pickup too, eh, Marie? So what do you do, Marie, in the medical? You know what? I think you mentioned it, and I can't remember now. Psychology, maybe? Yeah, Sue, thanks. That was pretty. My mom would talk to me about her experience. Hi, Tammy. So glad to say hello. Thank you so much, Tammy, for all your awesome advice. I really appreciate it. You know, Sylvia, you mentioned about not having young kids. I'm really surprised at how well they're doing. And I remember thinking that at Halloween, the kids were just amazing. They're so resilient. Like, they're wearing masks and they're doing their thing, and they understand what's going on, and they're just amazing. And you hear about it on the news now. There's all kinds of kids doing amazing things. Like, some kids here in Canada um, asked their school teachers if they could send letters to the grandparents in nursing homes, and they picked a nursing home, and they got tens of thousands of letters. And one of the little girls, they read the letter, and she at the end of the letter, she said, "I love you." And the poor grandmother is like, "Oh my gosh, like this is just amazing." So it's pretty cool how they're handling things. So you asked Marie, do you enjoy doing the live with chat rather than not live? Um, I definitely, this is pretty cool. Like I'm starting to feel like super, super lonely and I don't want to get emotional, but it's, it's hard. I don't go out of the house. Like, I'm looking forward to next week going to the gym. But I mean, I swim in the pool. There's only 8 people allowed in the pool. There's 8 lanes. My wife's one of them. So I'll get to talk to the lifeguards before and after my swim. But once you're in the pool, there's like, you can see people in the other lanes, but that's as much as I see. I see the people at the courtesy desk when you walk in the gym, and there's like barely anybody in the locker rooms, and then we do get some people in the locker rooms. When we were there before this last shutdown, they they weren't wearing their masks, and it's like all us older ladies are wearing our mask and the young ones are like, privileged with their massive strollers, and I'm like, ugh. It's annoying, but anyway, different conversation. So yeah, I this is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this, but I feel bad that I'm not actually doing anything. So I got to figure this out so that I can read the comments and still bead at the same time. So maybe what I'll do the next time is do like a show and tell or even an unboxing, and that way I can unbox and talk at the same time. So yeah, this is fun. How is it for you guys? Like, I hope it's not too boring. If I pause and it's quiet, it's because I'm reading the comments. Oh, thank you, Cindy. You mentioned that you like the variety. Yeah, definitely. Sidna mentioned about art beads. They are amazing. And you know what? Sometimes I don't like saying anything because I'm afraid that they might get in trouble. They put the value of my packages as 0 on the duty slip. So I never get charged. So of course I'm going to shop with them. And like I said, I scour their site for the cheapest stuff. Now I did place an order for super duos that yeah, it took my breath away when I got the total. I was like, "Ooh, I don't know." And then I was like, "You know what? I love working with super duos. I need the colors." And they were all on sale. They just I don't understand why super duos are so expensive when you can get every other bead super cheap. So, yeah, Sue, you're mentioning no Halloween. Um, it's funny. I totally didn't want them to have Halloween. I thought, how does that make any sense that you're going to hand out stuff? And this was at the point where they still felt that you could transfer the virus through inanimate objects. And they're saying now that the likeliness of that happening is next to nil now. Um, so as long as you wash your hands and social distance and mask wearing and stuff like that, that it shouldn't be an issue. So I did have a long tube that I had from my art supplies that had rolled up paper in it. So I used that, and the kids thought it was hilarious. So I stood at our deck is higher up from our driveway. So the kids would come up the driveway and they would stand under the tube and I would slide it down. They thought it was hilarious. They thought it was a game. So there was a lot of that going on. And we definitely we still went through 50 chocolate bars, I guess, is what we gave out. We still went through 50, which is what we usually get. So we got a good number. It didn't seem like there was a lot, but there was a lot of like little kids, and they started out super early. It was still light out, but I'm totally cool with that. But yeah, it was nice seeing them totally having it. It was emotional for me. I saw the kids and I was like starting to cry because I'm thinking they should not have to go through this. Like, oh my gosh. Now, the wonderful thing is they probably won't remember it. The odd child will have some significant memory of wearing masks at Halloween. But yeah, weird. Thank you, Jody, and Juanita. So Jody mentioned about dyeing the pearls. So I have, let me see if I have them close by. Oh, right here. Sorry about that. I knocked it down with my finger. So these ones. So these are the pearls I dyed. Like, oh my gosh, these are amazing. And I'm trying to think. I guess I must have got these at the thrift store for a couple of dollars. And I dyed them. I didn't know if it was, yeah, I think it was a blue marker that I used, a super cheap blue marker. And they turned out amazing. But you know, it's funny. I'm glad you mentioned that you liked it because, well, first of all, there's some other bracelets that I made with the dyed pearls. So these are another set of dyed pearls. But it's funny. So people commented and said, "Oh, you shouldn't do that to those. Those are vintage pearls," and or that dye will come off, or I'd like to see if they'd fade. And you know what, maybe I'm misreading the comments, but those were some of the comments that I was like, first of all, they commented after I had posted it for some time, and then they gave me snarky comments. No snarky comments allowed. So I appreciate your comment about how much fun. Oh, cool. So you have 2 full cases of assorted white beads. So have you tried dyeing yours yet? So I found that there was some of the markers that worked, and the expensive ones that I got at Michael's didn't work. So I'm actually going to return those. So Sylvia, you're getting lonely. You have your husband, but you really get tired of talking to him. Oh gosh. You know, Jen and I talk a lot, but we're both in the same situation where we're both kind of getting squirrely. So talking to each other is sometimes not fun either. And she is a news junkie. So she tapes like the news and then rewatches it. And I'm just like, so that's what I do. I have my tablet and I plug in my earpiece and I watch YouTube videos while she's watching the news because I can kind of hear it if there's something important that I need to see. But yeah. So I'll be looking forward to talking to other people, and definitely enjoy talking to you guys. So I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments here. Oh, this is your first one, Diane. You know what? This is funny. So I watched a few live chats with an artist. She's a big artist on YouTube. And I won't say who she is because I actually don't like her art. But she has some great videos and techniques and stuff like that. So I would watch it for that reason. But she does like a weekly live, and so she has the same problem I'm having right now. Is it's hard to do the comments and read the comments and respond to the comments while you're trying to do a project. So she would like, it was supposed to be a painting live, and she'd have like one brush stroke. I don't know if you can hear, but my wife's scratching at the door. The kitty cat scratching at the door. The big kitty cat. I'm live.
You didn't have a...
She's pointing to my handle. I won't show your face, honey.
You didn't have
There's my handle. And okay, show them the bracelet.
Where is it?
On the other side. So this is the idea. When I'm doing a video, I put the bracelet on there.
And more often than not, I have to drag you out of here still.
And is it time?
Isn't it time like an hour and a half
Oh
ago?
gosh, okay, so I'm gonna end this live. It's actually an hour and a half. So that's actually a really good test. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna say goodbye for now. Thank you guys for the awesome comments in the chat, and we'll definitely have to do this. I think what we should do is a live shopping. What do you think?
Bye, Miss Peeps.
Bye for now.